Peace, wholeness, love, and light. Okay, I hope everyone out there is doing well. There is some huge transformational energy that we are shifting through right now. Okay, it calls for everyone just to sit and be confident in their authentic selves. Okay, so no matter what you're doing, no matter what you're going through, continue to push through and continue to shine your light. Okay. I was getting some major intuitive messages, and one of the main ones are we are going through a rebirth. Okay, so this is probably one of many rebirths that we are all going through right now, but this shift that we are going through is very transformational. Okay, I had seen a phoenix, right? And it wasn't necessarily a phoenix like rebirthing itself. It was a phoenix just kind of sitting and being at ease, right? So you may have already gone through the rebirth and you're just kind of sitting still, basking in this energy and embracing who you are, right? Merging different aspects of yourself as you continue to release these old things, right? And don't forget that you are always in control, right? You're always in control of what you allow in your energy, no matter how chaotic things may seem or how you may feel. Remember that you are always in control, right? You have more power than you think you do. And don't be afraid to tap into your power at this time, okay? But yeah, we're all going through some huge shifts right now. And we have to allow ourselves grace. We have to allow ourselves to just be in this energy and not rush ourselves, not be so hard on ourselves. Rest, right? And listen to your body, right? Because there are a lot of different things that we are transmuting and things that are transpiring at this time, okay? So this is all about being open to changes, being open up to yourself. And what does that look like, being open up to yourself, right? Not necessarily pushing yourself so hard on go, on go, on go. And even when you are go, listening to your body, because sometimes it may be telling you something or sending you signals to listen to, okay? So just paying attention to every aspect, everything inside and out, as we are continuing to break through these old molds, right? And be aware of ourselves and outside things, right? I say this because it's just been a lot of energy, and at the end of the day, we are in control, right? So no matter what tends to be going on, no matter what energy seems to be surrounding you at this time, know that you are in control, right? You can tap into whatever frequency, whatever energy you want and magnify that or transmute that energy, right? So it's up to you on how you want to alchemize the energy, right? We all are given a certain amount of power, and you can use that power for good or you can use that power for bad, right? Shout out to Soul Tribe. We most definitely tapping into the higher light and using our powers for good. But just because you tap into this shadow nature, this dark side, right? It doesn't mean that you're bad, right? Sometimes you have to tap into your ego to boost yourself up, right? The ego likes to be validated. The ego is here to protect you. The ego is here to protect it, right? So if you're getting down on yourself, right, your ego's going to say things to boost you up. That's its job, right? It's not going to let you sit and sulk, right? Somebody comes in, disrespect you. No, we're not going for that, right? That's me. That's a protective boundary. That's a protective state that you need of self, right? It's not this sense of killing the ego or having this ego death. Yeah, we want to be able to check our ego. Okay, yeah, we want to be able to check the ego, but you never really want to cast that out. You never really want to forget about your shadow self, or forget about your lower self, right? Yeah, you want to cleanse that energy. You want to be aware of that energy, but you also want to be one with that energy, so that way you know when you feel that doubt, or when you feel that ego, or when you feel that masculine or that feminine, or these thoughts or these emotions creeping in, you're able to be aware of it. You know, that's tapping into that emotional intelligence, right? And that's how you're able to ascend, right? When you're aware of these certain energies, emotions that you're in, mastering your emotions, emotional intelligence, right? That's how you rise above and you tap into knowing thyself, right? Knowing thyself is very essential right now, due to all of this energy that we are pushing through, right? There's a whole lot of different timelines, a whole lot of different quantum energies, right? And that's all just a sense of tapping into your imagination and opening up to your imagination, and letting, like, freeing yourself. So not letting it run wild to where you're just thinking anything and doing anything. You still want to be in control, but you still want to have this sense of freedom. It's all about balance at this time, and we are learning to balance that energy that resides within us, so that we are able to continue to ascend at this time. Okay. And it's also this sense of just listening and being still and surrendering, right? Because it's just taking me back to the vision I had, right? This bird, this phoenix, this rebirth, this transformative energy that we are going through, it isn't a sense of just like raging and going crazy and I'm casting, you know, this energy out to anyone or anything. No, it's just kind of resting in that energy and being calm and being still and being centered and being aware of yourself, right? Knowing that you are going through this energy shift, whatever part of this transformation that you are going through, whether you're in the beginning, you know, being more aware, whether you're in the middle, you're balancing out things, harmonizing things, or whether you're at the end, you're just kind of letting things go, or whether you have ascended, right? You just completely detached, right? That's the art of detachment, right? You just, nothing is phasing you. You are on this higher level of existence within yourself, and you're able to detach from certain things, so that way you're able to go up to this divine level, right? And I feel like that's, you know, it deals a lot with the chakras. So make sure that you are cleansing your aura, cleansing your chakras, cleansing your energy, cleansing your mind, detoxing, purging, purifying, right? Tapping into that energy, so that way you're able to continually move this energy, right? Energy in motion, moving things, right? And freeing yourself from any stagnant energy, right? The only thing that is constant is change. So as long as we continue to change and grow and evolve for the better, then we're on the right path, right? And it may be a sense of other people around you, right? Like little distractions, little things that you kind of have to detach from or remove yourself from, right? And not be so fixated on certain things and letting those things get to you, or weigh heavy on your heart, or weigh heavy on your psyche, right? Going back to that emotional intelligence, you really want to be able to detach from certain things, right? If there's a certain energy that keeps entering in your frequency and you notice that it's weighing on your energy, sometimes you have to detox from these things, separate from these things, so that way you are able to descend, you're able to ascend and move away from these energies, right? And not letting those energies weigh in on your mental health, right? Because mental health is a big thing, and we always have to be aware of how we're feeling mentally, because we don't want those to turn into spiraling emotions, right? Oh, I'm feeling upset, or I'm feeling angry. And if you don't address that, then it turns to other things, right? So this is a great time just to get into artistic ways of expressing yourself, right? Whether that be dancing, drawing, writing, creating, whatever feels right for you, I suggest you do it, right? So that way you can continue to release and cleanse this energy, because it is a lot. On a day-to-day, we run into so many different energies. We encounter so many different people, and we could be on our natural frequency, and then someone comes in, leaves, then we feeling a little frustrated, feeling a little confused, and it's like, wait a minute, like that's not even my energy. So another great thing to do is protect your energy, protecting your peace, protecting yourself at all times, every level, on every scale. That way these things do not affect you. And if they do, knowing the proper steps to release that energy, grounding, cleansing, smudging, crystals, yelling, going out in nature, yelling, whatever works for you, right? Listen to that inner knowing, listen to your body, listen to your spirit, and trust that it is guiding you, right? And there are a lot of different things that we are encountering at this time to help us learn, help us grow. Every experience that we have is for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. It's just about you being open to these different reasons, these different experiences, and seeing what you can learn from them, right? What is this experience teaching me right now? What am I learning? In a sense of that, tapping into that knowledge, you gain wisdom from these experiences, and it helps you build this next level of understanding, and that way you're able to grow. You have this sense of freedom. So it's just about opening up your mind, not being closed minded to certain things, because you never know what certain experiences are here to teach you. And I think of it as every step that we take is leading us up to this next level, right? So that rebirth, right? You have to have that death to have this rebirth, right? So whatever you're letting go, it may be painful, it may be harsh, right? It may be hard transmuting these different things, but look at it as, I am growing. This is here to help me grow. This is here to help me glow. This is here to help me elevate. And it's all for a bigger purpose, even if I don't understand or understand what that is right now, right? It's all for a bigger picture. And sometimes spirit just wants you to collect the pieces. You don't have to see the bigger picture to know that you are headed on the right path, right? And I feel like the divine doesn't want us to know everything. The divine doesn't want us to see everything, right? That's our job, to just trust that the divine, the most high, is guiding us in the right way. Trust in our spirits, right? I feel like that's our spirit's job, to lead us. Even when it is dark and we can't see, we have our spirit guides there, right? We have our angels, our ancestors there to help guide us on these journeys and on these paths that we may not be able to see, or we may not be able to have a understanding of what is going on. But it's like kind of like past experiences, right? Over these past 10 years, there may have been certain things that you didn't understand or understand while you're going through it. And at this place in time now, you're like, wow, that's why I went through that, right? That's why I went through that heartbreak. That's why I went through that hardship. That's why that didn't fall through the way I wanted it to, because the divine had bigger plans for me, or there was a lesson that I was supposed to learn, or there was something I was supposed to heal, or something I was supposed to accomplish, or there was just, spirit just wanted me to sit back and just observe. I wasn't even supposed to be into that type of thing, right? Or I'm growing and I'm elevating and this doesn't resonate with me anymore, right? So it's all for a bigger purpose. It's all for a bigger picture. And that's all part of getting in tune with yourself and knowing where you're at. And we're all at different levels. And it's not for us to compare our journey or compare our path with anyone else's, right? We're all following our own path and being our authentic selves, no matter what that looks like, right? Flaws and all, right? I don't even like saying flaws, because we are made perfectly the way that we are, right? And that's the way that divine intended us to be, right? So it's being comfortable in being your authentic self, being comfortable with having these experiences, so that way you are able to learn and grow, no matter what that look like. And sometimes those changes are uncomfortable. Sometimes, I think of working out, right? I love using this analogy, because when you working out, that first week is hard, right? That first day of working out, just getting your mindset in the right place to want to work out. Like, oh, okay, I'm gonna work out. All right, boom, now I'm working out. That first day, it's like, yeah, it's so hard. I can't do the reps. Let me push through. You pushing through, you pushing through. The next day, you are so sore, right? And if you haven't worked out in a long time, you sore right after, right? You sore doing it, right? But it's like that pushing through, right? Then it's like after a week, okay, you kind of getting in a routine, right? Building up this new routine and also giving yourself a rest, because those muscles need to rest so that way they're able to rebuild and to grow, right? So, you know, as time goes on, 3 months, your body craving a workout. It's like you don't even feel right if you're not working out, right? So it's building up these new neurological pathways that you are elevating, you are growing, you are rebuilding, you are having this new you, and you're upgrading, right? We are ascending at this time, and that looks different for everyone, right? So it's just about embracing your journey and having fun, and also sitting back and relaxing. And it's okay to be uncomfortable. It's okay to, and especially if it's for good, positive growth, right? I'm not saying be in toxic situations, right? Don't do that, right? You want to honor your boundaries and honor yourself, honor your truth and speak your truth, right? At all times. That's a part of self-love. That's a part of self-growth. But if you have to know yourself, right? That's a part of getting in tune with yourself and knowing yourself, right? If this resonates or not. And I devaluing myself by doing this? Is this something toxic? Is this something low vibrational? Okay, do I want to have a little piece of cake because I've been fasting for 3 months, right? It's all about finding that balance and do what works for you, because like I said, other people's journey, they may be raw fasted for 2 years on this raw thing, and you feel like you get lightheaded or you're going to pass out. You got to do what works for you, right? Listening to your body. As we all are different. We all are made different, right? So yeah, I just feel like there's just a huge shift that is going on with the collective, and it's causing us to sit back, listen to ourselves, get in tune with our spirits, get in tune with what messages are for us, right? And if it doesn't resonate, it doesn't resonate. Don't try to force things to fit, right? That's a part of releasing, right? A part of letting go, to rebuild ourselves up, right? And making sure that you are your main priority, right? Making sure that your cup is filled first, because if you have cracks in your cup, or if your cup is empty, you can't even nourish yourself, right? And that's a part of self-love as well. So it's just about elevating and growing on all different levels, and being in tune with yourself, being in tune with the earth, being in tune with these different energies, so that way you can go with the flow, right? You don't want to go against the current, because that makes things harder, right? You want to give yourself patience, give yourself grace. That way you go gently down the stream, right? You want to go with things at ease and peace, as this is a rebirth, right? And that looks different for everyone. We are all ascending. No matter what level you're at, you're going up to a next level. You're going up to a new platform. And this is calling for some of us to be still. It's calling for some of us to put in work. It's calling for some of us just to go with the flow. Do what works right for you. Do what works best for you. And I'm like 1,000% sure that Spirit will continue to give you confirmation on your journey. No matter what part, no matter what level, no matter what you're going through. Continue to shine your light, and continue to have faith, and continue to push through. And if certain things aren't working, don't forget to adjust and adapt, because that's what this earth realm, this earth planet is all about. It's all about adapting and adjusting and evolving and growing. So continue to grow and continue to bloom like those beautiful beings that you are. All right, you guys. So that's kind of like the message that I have for right now. Really just listening to your body, doing what works for you. We're going through a huge rebirth. Give yourself grace, give yourself love, and continue to shine your light. Speak your peace. If that calls for resting, picking your battles wisely, right? You don't want to just be fighting for nothing. You want to fight for justice and be those spiritual warriors, okay? And victory is close. Victory is so close we can taste it, right? Is near and dear to our hearts, and it's our birthright to have the sense of freedom as we are going through this rebirth and getting more in tune with ourselves at this time, okay? So yeah, you guys, I love you guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.